Hello everyone, and welcome to today's Celtic Reiki healing session. Thank you so much for joining me. You may notice I am doing my first one outside. I'm so excited for it. We're just gonna go ahead and in advance say that any noises that come up while I'm doing this out in the elements that I can't control is a noise that's meant to happen. And we're gonna do our best to bring peace and gentleness to whatever that may be. So today I'm going to be doing a Gemini season Celtic Reiki healing, super into astrology. So first I want to talk to you a little bit about, it's hard to sit on the ground, a little bit about what the sign of Gemini is, what it represents. I've got a whole note card I've written out here. So Gemini rules the third house in astrology, and the third house represents communication. If you know a Gemini, you know that they love to talk, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. They are so interesting. They are interested in so many things. They know a little bit about a lot of stuff, and then they know a lot about the stuff that they're super interested in. And I think Geminis probably have some of the easiest times of going down rabbit holes of just researching and learning everything they can, and then they love to talk about the things they learn. They're also ruled by the planet Mercury, which is the planet of communication. And they are an air sign, and air signs are known to be, can you guess it? Communication oriented and intellect oriented. So again, this just all really kind of goes hand in hand with everything I just said about Gemini. They are a mutable sign. Mutable signs are the last sign of a season. So Gemini is the last sign of the spring before we move into the summer. So mutable signs are known to be flexible and to disperse information. So Gemini, as a mutable sign, loves to disperse information because they are all about communication and intellect and learning, so therefore they disperse the things they learn. I know a lot of strong Gemini placements that are teachers. The archetype I would give a Gemini is a journalist. The key word I would give them is curious. A famous Gemini is Anderson Cooper. And their traits, some positive, some negative, but it is what it is. None of us are perfect. We all have these traits. Curious, outgoing, intellectual, clever, charming, social, flexible, adaptable, impulsive, inquisitive, expressive, imaginative, indecisive, versatile, flighty, playful, quick, anxious, logical, and flirtatious. My favorite person I've ever dated was a Gemini. So I'm an Aries. Aries and Geminis do really well together. Some of my very, very, very best friends are Geminis. Geminis get a bad rap. People say that they're two-faced. Their symbol is the twins. They're not two-faced. They see things from all angles. They intellectualize everything. They want to get to the bottom of everything. But they can be flighty. They're on a whim a lot. So they change their minds a lot, and they kind of go back and forth between extroverted and introverted. They don't really take things personally, and they don't mean things personally. There's no hidden messages with Gemini. They'll tell you if they're not okay or not happy. So if they're not telling you they're not okay or they're not happy, but they seem kind of moody and broody and to themselves and closed off, it's a them thing. Just let them do their thing. The next day they're probably gonna be blah, 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 and all happy like yesterday never happened. It's not because they're two-faced, it's just because they have a duality about them. So with that being said, today's Celtic Reiki healing for Gemini season is going to encourage all of us to have a bit of that intellectual journey and playfulness and outgoingness and flexibility. Today I'm going to be using the symbol for the hazel tree. It is known as Kol. It is about enlightenment, knowledge, creativity, inspiration, dreaming, competence, and practicality, which are all traits of a Gemini. This is an Ogham with great wisdom and considered quite lucky. This knowledge is believed to have directly emerged from nature, and it is believed that we can understand this wisdom by using the 5 senses. It is helpful when used to look for creative inspiration, insight, or deep knowledge along with meditation. If you want someone to help give you a different perspective that you never thought of, ask a Gemini. To help you realize your intentions and dreams, it can be inscribed by carving or burning on a wishing wand made of hazel branch. Hazel tree was considered so sacred that the person cutting it would be executed. An Irish myth references Finn Mac Cumhail, an apprentice who obtained extraordinary knowledge after eating a salmon that had eaten 9 hazelnuts from the well of wisdom. So, with that being said, that is what we are going to use today. Even though Geminis are talkative, I'm not necessarily sure that I will be doing a lot of talking during this Reiki healing because I'm outside and I feel like I have to talk a little louder to be heard, and I don't really want to be talking loud because I just don't feel like that would be very relaxing. I might talk a little, but for the most part, I think I'm just gonna do this one kind of quietly. So, let me get situated here. First, we're gonna do a little cleanse. Gosh, I can't talk today. Jeez Louise. Cleanse with a magpie wing. A wing is a bird which represents air. Gemini is an air sign. You can hear lots of birds out today. Take some deep breaths for me. Do some cleansing with the selenite wand. as you're receiving this Celtic Reiki Om sign, I want you to think about the ideas of going into Gemini season with a healthy sense of curiosity, a healthy sense of intellectualism, being imaginative, being clever and charming, being flexible and adaptable, or if you're someone who is too flexible and adaptable and you find Gemini season to send you way over the edge into an area where you don't have boundaries, then I'm going to call on some balance in that area for you. We want some balance with the flexibility and adaptability. To those of you that are viewing this that need more, we're going to give you more. Excuse me. For those of you that are too flexible and adaptable, we're going to ask for some balance to pull that back a little bit. Versatility, playfulness, curiosity, logic, intellectualism, being outgoing, social, inquisitive, and expressive. We're going to ask for that this Gemini season. But we're also going to ask for a balance so that we don't go into an overwhelm of things like flightiness or anxiousness or indecisiveness. Third eye, upper dantian, for the curiosity, the intellectualism, communicating information, the heart space for the playfulness and the charm, the outgoingness, and the sacral for the flirtation, the flexibility, the adaptability, the expressiveness. Calling this air above. Yes, let's get this breeze picking up. Let's call for this air to come in and bless us with the qualities of the air, which are about communication, intellect, logic, sharing information, real intellectual information, being flexible, being adaptive, being inquisitive, always being open to learning more and changing your mind once you've learned new information. Okay. I'm gonna seal all that in. Some protective energy. We cleansed, we input some good, healthy Reiki energy. And now we're going to seal it in so that others can't take it from you, and so that we can protect you from some of that bad stuff we got rid of from getting back in. Just seal it up. As I often say, you will, some of it will come back. Some toxic, hard, negative stuff will get back in. We're only human. But a necessary, regular cleansing to temporarily relieve you is always a help. And the more we do it, and the more we protect and seal it in, the harder it will be for that to get in, for the negative to get in, and the positive to get out. And as time goes on, hopefully you can retain more of what you want to retain and block more of what you want to block without so much work. But if you can't, be gentle with yourself. It ebbs and flows. Healing is not linear. It is a roller coaster. And it's important not to be hard on ourselves when we go through a setback that we weren't expecting in our healing journey. That thing that you thought you were over comes back around. There's always new insight to be had, new perspectives, new things to learn from it. You're always coming at it from a different place. Each time you will heal more and more. And it's there to teach you important, necessary lessons. So try to face it with grace and gentleness. Be kind to yourself about it, because we all do it. Okay, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today for this Gemini healing, and I hope you have a wonderful Gemini season.